Fellas, imagine being at your lowest point. Bills are piling up, probably lost your job. You have no cash, no money, nothing in savings, nothing coming in. You feel like the world is crushing or crashing down on you, right? And in that moment, your woman, your wife, your girlfriend, she just look you dead in the eyes and say, hey, get up, I got you, right? That hits different, doesn't it? Now, if you've ever been in that position, I would love to hear about it. Welcome back to the Anchor Show. My name is Andrew, and today's topic is about women who support their men during struggles and how does that feel for a guy's ego. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the power of being seen and supported. When a guy is going through financial struggles, right? Never mind health issues. When a dude is experiencing financial struggles, that can feel like the whole world is crushing in on you. Like you feel like nothing is going well. You're just miserable and frustrated because the honest to God truth is that a lot of our success as men, a lot of what we are judged by is basically our ability to provide financially. Never mind anything else. If you are inadequate in providing for your family or your partner, you are going to be judged accordingly in most cases, right? But when a woman that's there for the right reasons, when she stand up for you during that moment, when you're at your lowest, that shows not only that she's there for the right reason, but it shows that you're loved and you're supported and you're valued for more than just what you can provide, right? Because outside of just money, there's a lot more that we do as men, right? Me personally, I'm an involved parent, I'm involved father, I'm involved husband. So like, I'm involved in everything, right? I don't separate tasks and be like, oh, that's just for the wife or that's just for the women. No, I'm involved in everything because I see my relationship as a partnership, right? And we support each other in every which way that we can, right? There are still some traditional practices, but for the most part, it's a partnership. And even if I'm carrying 80% and you're carrying 20, or I'm carrying 15, you're carrying, it doesn't matter, right? It's a partnership that you support each other. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, let's get back to the matter at hand, because that actually can go either way, because I know people at all ends of the spectrum, right? I know guys that are like utterly and completely in disagreement of a woman having to stand up and carry the weight while he's down. Some dudes are not with that. They don't want that, right? They'll never be okay with that. And then you have some guys who are more than happy to be taken care of by a woman for the rest of their lives. Then in the middle, you have those guys who they don't particularly want to be in that position, but if they find themselves in that position, they are open enough to say, you know what? I appreciate you. Thank you for, picking up the pieces and holding me down while, I'm down on my luck, right? You have those guys as well. So, I would like to know, by the way, where do you fall on that spectrum, right? What are you in agreement with the support? Are you against it? Where do you fall, right? Let me know in the comment section. But, that is something that can go one of two ways. It can either strengthen your relationship, make you feel like you're loved and you're supported, or it can even tear you further apart, right? So my question is, what do you think it should be? What do you think it should be? Should you be digging yourself further into stress and depression, or should you be grateful and pick yourself up? Because I'm talking about a situation where a female is completely respectful about that situation and very loving and supportive. I'm not talking about someone who throws it in your face or makes it seem like they're doing you a favor. Someone who actually wants to support you, right? Someone who understands the partnership and is doing that because they believe in you, right? So I would like to know, where exactly does that make you as an individual feel? How does it make you feel, right? But sticking to the positives, that is something that can restore your confidence, because you're down on money. You need to take care of some responsibilities, but you're down on money. And she steps in and say, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to transfer some money, right? So next thing you know, you open your bank account and you're, up a few $1,000s, right? Allowing you to take care of your responsibilities, right? That can restore your confidence, right? And turning struggles into partnership is it's a significant achievement in your relationship, because now you realize that she's here for the right reasons. She's not just here for what I can do for her, what I can provide, but she's actually here for me. She's here for the partnership, as we grow together as a couple. And that right there is also a great point, right? It's also a motivation, or can be a motivational, it can have a motivational impact on the guy to say, you know what? Now I got to work even harder. I gotta be even more smart at how I am, doing whatever it is that I'm doing for money, right? I got to be more smarter at it. I got to work harder, because now you want to repay her so bad, right? You want to get yourself in a position where you're like, you can treat her to something really exclusive and remind her, hey, baby, you remember that one time when you did this or you did that, right? You want to repay her so bad, right? And so it can serve as a motivational tool that drives you to just put in the best foot forward and get yourself to that next level, so that you can rise again and position yourself in a way that you never fall in that trap that you did previously, right? So that's a good thing, a good way to motivate a guy. It also separates, from a relationship perspective, it separates real love from conditional love, right? Let's be honest, in a lot of those situations where a guy is down, especially if he's been down for too long, the woman is gone. Either she's gone, or she starts to cheat on him, or there's just a lot of conflict and arguments in the relationship. There's just no peace, right? So what that shows is, it shows that this is real love over conditional love, right? She's not just loving you for what you can do for her, right? And then let's look at also the long-term effect, right? Someone in that position is expected, and it doesn't always be this way, but it is expected that a guy in that position is going to be absolutely faithful and loyal to this woman, right? You're going to remember what she did when she did it. And that should not only drive you to be, to be the best that you can, but it also to be loyal and committed. If you weren't as committed before, now you need to be really and truly committed, because you now realize, especially when this type of situation happens for the first time, it shows you what this woman really is about, and what she truly means to you and what you mean to her, right? So from a long-term perspective, it should strengthen your relationship. It should improve your faithfulness and your loyalty, right? But it's overall, it can be a positive thing, right? And I do think that it is a positive thing, and that's a rare thing. I don't think that there's too many women out there that are stepping up and standing up in that sense, and picking up their guys and just carrying that weight for as long as they need to carry it while he get himself together, right? It's not too many of them out there, right? There are still some good ones, yes, but I don't think it's too many, especially in these times. Everybody is looking for a bag right now. Everybody is looking for that soft life, right? They're not looking to carry nobody. They're not looking to carry no weight, right? So I'm interested to know, where do you fall on that spectrum? How does that type of support makes you feel? What are your thoughts on it, right? Because when you really think about it, anybody, and I mean absolutely anybody, can find themselves in a position where they are unable to provide, whether at all or adequately. Anybody can find themselves in that situation. I mean, look at the economy we live in right now, right? So to think that it couldn't happen to you, or, it can't happen to you, I think that's a little bit egotistical if you happen to think that way. And you should be grateful that you are in a great position, but it can happen to anyone, right? And so, on a positive note, I do think that if that were to happen, it's a great thing to have a partner that's going to step up, carry that weight, and show you respect, right? But something important that I must say for the guy, if your woman is stepping up financially because you are a little bit down right now, or you fall short, right? You need to be stepping up in other areas, right? If she was taking care of like the household responsibilities primarily, you need to step up your game and start doing more so that there's a balance. You never want imbalance in the relationship, right? So you need to step up even more in what you're doing to ensure that she feels appreciated as well, to ensure that she feels supported as well, because money is just one aspect of who you are and what you do, right? There's a whole nother makeup of who you are as a person, and not just about how much money you bring in, right? So I'll be very interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on being supported by your spouse if you were to find yourself in a situation where you're struggling financially. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope that you enjoy this one and get some value, right? The takeaway is that it is okay. It is okay for us to be supported by our wives, and we should be okay with accepting that support. Yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable from an egotistical perspective, but as long as you have a plan, as long as you are working towards getting yourself out of that situation, it should be okay to accept the help. It is really no different from having like mental issues, mental health issues, or emotional issues, and getting help and accepting that help. It's really no different, right? And if there's anybody better suited to support you, it's your wife. That's your life partner. That's your your ride or die, right? So if anyone better suited to support you, it should be her. All right. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you did get some value from this one. And until the next one, let's continue to grow, evolve, and transform into the best version of ourselves. Peace.